Okay students, so after the recap we will talk about, after the recap of calculating devices, we will talk about generation of computers. Generation, as in your family also, so many generations are there and you all are called young generation of of your family. Exactly with that generation of computers, the whole journey from the big bulky computer to now handy compact computers, this whole journey of computer has been divided into 5 generations: first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, and fifth generation. So we will talk about the oldest one, that is the first generation of computer. This timing, for the first generation, the timing was from 1940 to 1958. It means almost 18 years. The first generation was almost about 18 years. And here the input, we'll talk about what we were using as the input device for the computer, which kind of processors we were using, which kinds of memory devices we were using, storage capacity, size, cost, everything we will talk about. So first we will talk about the input devices that we were using in the oldest, on that first generation, the oldest bulky computer. Which type of input devices we were using? We were using punched cards. It was card which was punched and it was used as the input devices. And what we were using as processors in the first generation computer, we were using vacuum tubes. Nowadays you all are listening about quad core processor and this processor, P8, P4, P5 in our time, but nowadays quad core, snap core. But in that time processor was used that was simple vacuum tubes. What was the output device where we were taking the output, just like we are taking for nowadays? We are using speaker, printer, monitor. So those days no monitor, no printer, no speaker was there. We were just taking the output also on the punched cards only. A card kind of paper was given as input, that is known as punch cards, and again that punch cards were also used as output devices. It means input and output devices were the punch cards in the first generation, and the processor was simple vacuum tubes. Now we will talk about the size. The size of the computer was so bulky, it was not handy as nowadays it is. And it was consuming also, means, so it consumes a lot of power consumption was too high. That was the main disadvantage, means one of the disadvantage. And heat was also produced while it was working. The old bulky computer was working, it produces a lot of amount of heat, and for that people were forced to keep air conditioner to cool it down to work over there, because the temperature, because it produces a lot of amount of heat. Now which were the computers that were used in the time of first generation? That was examples I'll tell you just about that. Computers are, those were ENIAC and UNIVAC. ENIAC and UNIVAC was the computer that was used at that time. Now come to the second generation. So second generation is all about from 1959 to 1964. It means almost 6 years. Almost 6 years. And again the input device was the punched cards only. And the output devices were the punch cards and magnetic tapes. Now you will be excited about what are the magnetic tapes. When in our time tapes were there, when we were supposed to listen an audio, tapes were used. Magnetic tapes. Tapes means, somehow I'll manage a picture and I'll show you too what are the magnetic tapes. And the processor was transistors. It was not the vacuum tube which was used in the first generation. It was the transistor. Transistor you will learn about, when you go in higher section, you will learn about transistors. And again, when we will talk about the size of the computer, yes, it was also bulky, but it was less bulky as compared to the first generation of computer. and it was less. It was also, again, it is producing heat, but it produces less amount of heat as compared to the first generation of computers. Again, it consumes much more power, but again, as compared to first generation computer, it consumes less amount of electricity. But even then, AC was required at that time also to keep it cool down or to make it comfortable to work with them, those computers. Now we will come to the examples. Now, what are the examples of those computers? So examples were there: IBM 1401 and IBM 350. Now we will talk about the third generation of computers. Third generation computer, it started from 1964 and it end in 1970. Now, what was the input device? Yes, the very first time keyboard was introduced in the third generation of computers. Now people started using keyboard as the input device, and integrated circuits that was used as processors. When you will go in senior section, you will learn about this architecture and structure of integrated circuits. So if anybody will ask to you ki what was the processor in the third generation of computers, then you will tell integrated circuits. Now when it comes to what is the output device in the third generation of computer, yes, again an advancement was there. Now people are using monitors as output devices. Now it comes to size. Again, it is less as compared to the second generation, produces less amount of heat as compared to the second generation, and that is why. But even then, till the third generation also, AC was required to make it comfortable and work with the computers. Now it comes to the fourth generation, and it started in the year 1971 to till present time. What are the input devices now? So everyone knows keyboard, scanner, mouse, and other devices are also there. Microphone. What is the processor we are using in the fourth generation? That is microprocessor. Micro, the word micro means very tiny. Very tiny processor, integrated processor we are using. What is the output? What are the output devices nowadays in the fourth generation? Monitor, printer, plotter, and speaker, and so many on. Now examples of computers. Yes, different types of that you are using. Even the smartphone, then P4, then Apple laptop, app, that laptop is there. Apple MacBook. Okay, so now we'll talk about the last generation, which is the fifth generation. And fifth generation is, what is the timing? Yes, from the present area to the future. And the main attraction of the fifth generation is that artificial intelligence. It is totally based on the artificial intelligence. Many scientists, many computer engineers and software engineers, they are working nowadays on the software artificial intelligence. Now, what is the meaning of artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence means, as we know, that computer, whatever we will instruct the computer, it will do. But a computer cannot take a decision on its own. So artificial intelligence is totally based on it. It means people or the scientists or the engineers, they are looking forward to make a computer which should be able to take their own decisions. They should not wait for the instruction. It should be capable of taking decisions. That is actually artificial intelligence. And what are the examples of these computers? Param, Cray. These are the examples of artificial intelligence based computers. So you all have understood about the generation of computers, the whole journey from the big bulky to the handy laptop, smartphones. Yes, and also on the artificial intelligence, which we are working, and it's supposed to on, and we'll be working more on that. So whole this journey has been divided into five categories, five generations: first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Now we are there in the fifth generation. Have you all understood? I'll show you in the written way also, and I'll give you a comparison chart on this so that you will keep it properly, and you, with the reference of this and with the help of this, you will be easily able to remember the differences and the main points of each generation of computers. So thank you.